Hi, welcome. I am very glad to have you here. I am so excited about this video because I am going to show you my L.M. Montgomery Tundra book collection. These are without a doubt, every single one of them is stunning to me. I adore them. So not only do I adore the covers, the floppy paperbackness of them, I love the writer behind them, and I love the stories within them. There are two of these books that I have not read yet, but probably by the time of posting this video, I will have. So first I'm going to go through my Anne of Green Gables collection, and then I'm going to move on to my Emily of New Moon trilogy collection. And then I'm going to move on to the standalone books of L.M. Montgomery that she has written. So welcome. I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you find these just as stunning as I do. And let's get started. Okay, so first things first, I am very proud to show you. I think that this collection was like $85. It is a box set. I do have another video that I will link down below, but just so that all of my collection is in one video, I am going to show you each individual one. But I will do timestamps just in case you've already watched that one and you're not interested. So I'm going to show you every single one in here. This is the full 8-book set. Typically I feel like the last book in the older box set is Anne of Ingleside. So we got 2 extra books here, which is Rainbow Valley and Rilla of Ingleside. I haven't read either one of those actually. So there's actually 4 books here that I haven't read. But I will be honest, this box set has not really held up the best. I kind of try not to move it very often. But I've actually almost thrown the box away, but I just really love this. It's very matte. It's very lovely. And I think I'm just going to tape it, but I will say that for quality purposes, I don't love the box set. But I love every single book in here. So I'm going to show you. My kids have Handyman Hell in the background, so you're welcome for the little soundtrack going on. So this is the first one, Anne of Green Gables. You'll notice that there's like watercolor going on. I think that the illustrations are all so stunning. I'm obsessed. And on the back, obviously, there is the description of it. They are very good quality books. In my preference, I definitely prefer a more floppy paperback than the little like mass market ones. So I am so thrilled to finally return back to Green Gables, return back to Anne with this book. These will be the ones that I'll be reading. So I'll show you Anne of Avonlea. What I love about all of these Tundra books is the watercolor aspect of it, the use of colors. I mean, I don't know about you. I can't think of anything more beautiful than these. Again, with the floppy, I'm so in love. I looked at these for years before finally being able to purchase them. Anne of the Island. You've got Anne and Gilbert, and it's just stunning. So to me, the $85 is totally worth it. I did purchase this box set on Amazon. Anne of Windy Poplars. Oh, and then I'll show you the inside of the box too. Anne's House of Dreams. I find the artwork on it to be so gorgeous. I feel like it's totally worth the price. Here's Anne of Ingleside, her with all of her kids. Her with her family, I should say. Okay, Rainbow Valley, which again is one I haven't read. So I'm actually going to read the back to you just in case you are like me and haven't read this one yet. I feel like the first 6 are pretty popular, pretty standard. If you're an Anne of Green Gables fan, you've probably read the 6 of those. But this one, like I said, I've read Anne of Green Gables since I was young, and I've never read this. So Anne Shirley and Gilbert Blythe have now been married for 15 years and are busily raising their 6 high-spirited children in the village of Glen St. Mary. But when a widowed minister, John Meredith, comes to town with his own 4 kids in tow, village life starts to get very complicated indeed. Together, the Blythe and Meredith children hatch schemes in their private hideout, a hollow they call Rainbow Valley. There they plot to rescue a young runaway named Mary Vance and conspire to keep a pet rooster from the soup pot. But the children's most important scheme involves poor John Meredith himself, who has surprised everyone around him by falling in love once more. When a promise made years ago threatens to derail the widowed minister's plans for the future, the Meredith children, with the help of their new friends, the Blythes, decide to take matters into their own hands. So, it's not about Anne. It's about her kids. So, I feel like I also heard a rumor before that, like, Ella Montgomery didn't really want to write the last 2 books. She was sort of forced into it. I don't know if that's true or not. That's like a rumor that I heard, and I can't remember where I heard that at. It may or may not be true. I might have just made that up. But yeah, it doesn't sound like this really has anything to do with Anne of Green Gables, but I guess it would be interesting to read about her kids. And I just really have come to love Ella Montgomery's writing. It's the most cozy to me. It feels like home to me. So I would definitely be willing to, I'd be willing to follow her anywhere. So I will be reading it eventually. Finally, we have the final one, Arilla of Ingleside. I love this cover. On the back, I'll read you the back because same deal. I've never read this one, and maybe you haven't either. Hi. It's 1914 and the world is on the brink of war, but Anne Shirley and Gilbert Blythe's youngest daughter, 15-year-old Rilla, dreams only of her first dance and getting her first kiss from the dashing Kenneth Ford. Dashing. I love that. Soon, however, even the Blythes quiet life in sheltered Ingleside is engulfed by Europe's raging conflict as Rilla's brothers, Jem and Walter, both enlist, and Rilla finds herself caring for an orphaned newborn. As the war spreads, the Blythes wait anxiously for word of their absent sons, and a bad omen leads them to conclude that something terrible has happened overseas. Have Jem and Walter been lost, like so many valiant young men before them? And what of Kenneth Ford? Will he ever return to Ingleside to keep the promise he made to Rilla before he left? So I just think it would be wonderful to see Anne all grown up, caring about her kids dealing with some stuff. I think that I'm so happy to have this box set. I literally can't say. I love it so much. And like I said, I did find it on Amazon. Every once in a while, like I said, over the years that I really wanted it, I would check, and sometimes it would be sold out and sometimes it wouldn't be. So I hope that if you're interested in it, that it's there for you. But I just love it. Look at this beautiful little box set. Again, I am slightly disappointed about the ease in which it's kind of come apart, but it's worth it to have the books to me. So yeah, that is my Anne of Green Gables collection. Okay, so moving right along to my trilogy that I have that Ellen Montgomery wrote. None of these were available on Amazon when I was checking. I hope that they change that, because I feel like if Anne of Green Gables is stunning, this is stunninger. I know it's not a word, but they are. It's just the truth. I am obsessed with these copies. I am obsessed with this trilogy. I am obsessed with Emily. I love her story. I love the different people who she meets along her way. I love her way of expressing herself. I love so much. I did do a Emily of New Moon like reading vlog that I am so happy that I documented me reading it for the first time, because I will absolutely return to it probably year after year. So let me show you. I think I got these on Thrift Books. This is Emily of New Moon. I find it enchanting. Like I said, I bought this used and I don't care at all about the crack in the spine. It is so worth it to me to have this. Again, with a little, I did take some notes in there, so that's what I just flipped across. So yeah, floppy, awesome, stunning. This is so beautiful. I love this. Emily's star, basically, her beloved father, he's alive when the book starts, but he does come to pass away, and Emily's mom has already passed away, like, when Emily was a baby. And basically Emily's life, the novel starts with her being sent to live with her like wealthy aunt in New Moon. So Emily has a lot of learning to do, sort of similar with the way that Anne of Green Gables starts, because Anne is getting to Green Gables, and she's living with Marilla and Matthew, and she's kind of having to like learn all these new things, and it's exciting in that way. Emily is sort of the same, but Emily and Anne have their similarities. I will definitely say that it's hard for me to say that I love Emily more than I love Anne, because I do love Anne so much. And it's really not a competition, but I will say that if you loved Anne of Green Gables, I believe that you would love Emily of New Moon, possibly maybe more. I don't know. I don't know you, but for me, I enjoyed the reading experience so much, and I highly recommend it. So here is the second book, Emily Climbs. Emily is a writer. She is extremely passionate about her stories, the characters in there, her cousin Jimmy, her girl cousin, I can't remember her name, but she's lovely. You know, Emily ends up with a wonderful group of friends, and Emily's quest, again, so stunning. She's got raven black hair. So that is my Emily of New Moon trilogy. They are the most beautiful thing on my bookshelf. And I love the covers. I love the floppiness, but I love the story within them even more. The most I love the story. So yeah, that is my Emily of New Moon trilogy. Again, I highly recommend you read it. If you read Anne of Green Gables and you loved it, I think that you'll be blown away by Emily of New Moon. Let's get to the standalones. I am missing a few. I'm not missing them. I don't have them. But I certainly will have. I certainly will have all of them one day. The Tundra books make me kind of nervous not having all of them, so I buy them like the second that I have the money to, because I just get so nervous that they're gonna like sell out and stop printing them, because they seem to be kind of hard to find. So I get really nervous about it. But anyways, getting to the standalone books that I have. The Story Girl, again, a stunning cover. I mean, like, literally, it's just so beautiful. I will read you the back of it so that you know what it's about. Sarah Stanley is only 14, but she can weave tales that are impossible to resist. In the charming town of Carlisle, children and grown-ups alike flock for miles around to hear her spellbinding tales. And when Bev King and his younger brother Felix arrive for the summer, they too are captivated by the Story Girl. Whether she's leading them on exciting adventures or narrating timeless stories, from the scary tale of the family ghost to the fanciful how kissing was discovered to the bittersweet The Blue Chest of Rachel Ward, the Story Girl has her audience hanging on every word. This is not a review video. I did read this. It is not my favorite Ellen Montgomery book that I've ever read. I presume that I will love the other two standalones more. But it was cute. It was not as easy. I wasn't totally gripped by the story, but I wasn't completely gripped, but it was okay, and I'm happy that I have it, and I might end up reading it again at some point in my life. These last two are the two that I haven't read, but to read the back of them, I am so excited to get to them. This one is Mistress Pat. You saying hi? You waving hi? Sleepy girl. When she was 20, nearly everyone thought Patricia Gardner ought to be having beaux, except, of course, Pat herself. For Pat, Silver Bush was everything, both home and heaven. All she could ever ask of life was bound in the magic of that lovely old house on Prince Edward Island, where good things never change. And now there was more than ever to do, what with planning for the Christmas family reunion, entertaining a countess, playing matchmaker, and preparing for the arrival of the new hired man. Yet, as those she loved so dearly started to move away, Pat began to question the wisdom of her choice of home over romance. Was it possible to be lonely at Silver Bush? So because she's one of the parts of it is her getting ready for Christmas, I definitely plan to check this out in December. Oh crap. So with the way that they're talking about her getting ready for Christmas, I think it would be a lovely book to check out in December. Probably at the time of me posting this, it will already be past December, but just for future, Mistress Pat might be a lovely book to add to a Christmas queue for you in the future. If okay, can I see that so we can show? Wow, the Blue Castle. I think it's so beautiful. I love these greens and blues too. I know, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous, huh? So this one I think really seems good. Wow. So at 29, Valancy has never been in love. And it seems romance has passed her by. Living with her overbearing mother and meddlesome aunt, she finds her only consolations in the forbidden books of John Foster and her daydreams of the Blue Castle. Then a letter arrives, and Valancy decides to throw caution to the winds. For the first time in her life, Valancy does and says exactly what she wants. Soon, she discovers a surprising new world full of love and adventures far beyond her most secret dreams. So I don't know about you, but I am like, I need to read that now. Valancy too. What kind of awesome name is that? I think that it sounds amazing. It's a very like you go girl type of story, it sounds like. So I am so excited about that one. So I'm very excited to read the two that I haven't read. I feel extremely blessed to have all of these. Yeah. So yeah, I feel so incredibly blessed to have them. I am so grateful. Again, if you want to check, they are called the Tundra book collection. So I am just totally obsessed. I feel like they are just such a treasure, every single one of them. And yeah, I'm thrilled to death to have them. So thank you so much for watching. Do you have any of these? Are you also an L.M. Montgomery fan? I would assume so if you clicked on this video that you are. I personally find her to be so comforting, so cozy. I feel like I could just cuddle up with a blanket any time of year and just fall into her words, and they would just cocoon me like a little baby. That is how I feel about L.M. Montgomery's writing. So yeah, again, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any of these. I would love to know which ones were your favorite. Do you have a favorite? They're all stunning. It's so hard to pick a favorite, but yeah, that is my L.M. Montgomery Tundra book collection. Take good care. I'll see you next time. Bye.